If you're looking to buy a house in Maryland but need help with high down payment or closing costs, it's possible that this program can help you. The Federal Home Loan Bank, or FHLB, grant program offers down payment and closing cost assistance grants to qualifying first-time purchasers in the state of Maryland. The maximum you can receive from this program is $12,500, but you are also completely able to double dip or access multiple programs. So let's talk about this program in more detail. I'm Caleb with Simple Real Estate, and our primary goal in 2025 is to help 100 people invest in real estate. So we've designed this video series to help primary homeowners who just need a little extra support buy their own home. Because when we ask you guys why you're still renting, we typically get the same answer. It's not that I don't want to, I just can't save enough while I'm renting. And honestly, that's the reality for a lot of people. Coming up with the cash for a down payment or closing costs can be very difficult. But our goal here at Simple Real Estate is to show you programs that will get you the funds you need to close. This video is broken up into 3 parts. The first gives an overall description of the program. The second talks about each applicant's specific qualifications, and the third talks about how to apply. All of the necessary documents and links will be housed on our free Teachable page for you to access below. All I'd like you to do is listen along, take notes, and ask any questions you have below in the comments, okay? Okay. This video is about the FHLB grant program for the state of Maryland. Let's start with an overview of the program's mission. The Federal Home Loan Bank System, or FHLB, was created during the Great Depression. It started with the Federal Home Loan Bank Act of 1932, the first of many laws aiming to promote affordable housing. The idea was simple. If banks had cheaper money for mortgages, they would lend more. This would make it easier for people to borrow money to buy houses, boosting the housing market. The FHLB grant program is a first-come, first-served financial aid initiative aimed at helping eligible homebuyers cover down payment and closing costs. This is a true grant compared to the other programs which offer funds in terms of a secondary loan. The difference between loans and grants is simply the repayment process. Loans have to be repaid. Grants do not. An important caveat to this program is that in order to qualify, you must have a legally binding 5-year retention plan in place, meaning you must use the property as your primary residence for at least 5 years. This program is applicable to properties in every county of the state of Maryland. There are very few restrictions on the type of property that applies. It can be a single-family house, townhome, condo, duplex, multi-unit property up to 4 family units, or a qualified manufactured home if taxed as real estate and permanently attached to a foundation. If you've identified a property in the state of Maryland that you'd be interested in living in, the next step to getting this assistance is selecting a loan. Since this is just a grant program, you will still need to qualify for a traditional primary residence loan. The 4 usual options are FHA, USDA, VA, or conventional loans. And with this program, all 4 loan types qualify. The maximum amount you can receive from this program is $12,500, which is a fantastic amount of assistance. In addition to this amount, this program also allows you to double dip or get extra assistance in a few different ways. To start, you can still ask the seller for help with your closing cost. These can also be called seller concessions. In many areas, it is typical to request 1 to 3% back at closing. The national average is between 2 and 5%. This, in combination with a grant, is fantastic. You aren't allowed to get any money back at the closing table, but you can get yourself pretty close to zero out of pocket. Another way to double dip is that you're also able to find another program to help cover more closing costs or even buy down your interest rate. In the second section of this video, I'd like to discuss applicant qualifications. What do you specifically need to qualify? Now, before we go through those requirements, it would help if you could answer the 3 following questions. Which counties do you want to live in? How much is your combined household income? And what is the minimum monthly payment for each of your debts? Once you have these answers, we can more easily determine if you qualify for the program or not. Let's start with the area. As mentioned before, The program is applicable to every county in the state of Maryland. With this program, you must use the home you're purchasing as your primary residence. To qualify as a first-time homeowner, you have either never purchased before or you haven't owned real estate for the last 3 years. If you can meet this qualification, the next thing to consider is your income. There are income limits set for every county in Maryland. The limit is at or below 80% of the area's limit set by the Mortgage Revenue Board. With the scrolling list, check the income of your ideal county. If you make less than the maximum, you still qualify. The next applicant criteria is your debt-to-income ratio, known more simply as your DTI. Though there is no DTI listed for this program, most all loans have their own DTI stipulations. To determine this, you should speak with a lender about your chosen loan and the DTI stipulations that come with it. In an effort to save time, we've already recorded videos on each of the 4 traditional loan types, as well as how to calculate your DTI. If you need an introduction or a refresher, you can find those videos here. One final qualification note to mention is that you must contribute at least $500 of your own money toward the down payment or closing cost, and you must complete a homebuyer education course prior to the purchase of your property. If you've made it to this point, congratulations. This sounds like a program that could work for you. So how do you apply? To begin the application process, you need to first find a participating lender. These grants are not offered directly through the Federal Home Loan Bank, but they are accessible through banks and credit unions. So the best way to start your search is to reach out to local lenders in Maryland, as many of these lenders have affiliations with the FHLB grant program. There are also organizations that can help you with finding lenders who specialize in home ownership assistance and can educate you on resources available in your area, which is a fantastic resource to have as a first-time homebuyer. One of these organizations is the Southern Maryland Tri-County Community Action Committee, which offers various services such as certified HUD housing counseling, first-time homebuyer workshops, and other homebuyer education resources. Follow the link below to learn more. While working with one of these organizations, be sure to ask them how you can sign up for the homebuyer education course that is required to qualify for this grant program. Once you've identified a lender affiliated with this program, they can ensure that you qualify and walk you through the rest of the application process. You can find out more information about the FHLB by following the link you see below on your screen. We will also place this link in the caption. So that's a breakdown of one of the many down payment and closing cost assistance programs based in Maryland. Like I mentioned earlier, all of the documents, along with any slides presented today, are located in our free teachable platform in the caption below. This is where we plan to organize all of the national and state-specific programs you can access for any area you're considering living. Feel free to register for whichever states catch your eye. If you have any questions, please ask them below. We will answer as many as we can and ask the professionals operating this program if we don't know ourselves. Hopefully, this was helpful, and please let us know if you make it through the program and successfully close this year. We'd love for you to be a part of the 100. Again, I'm Caleb, and I'll see you in the next video.